This video has a tendency to be misunderstood, but I'm going to make myself as clear as possible. My name is Chisimdi Nzotta and I'm a YouTuber and career coach living in London. So I see that when people come here and they share that, oh, I'm struggling to be here, I'm working so hard, I'm working hours and hours of shifts, and I'm struggling, there's so many bills, and all of that struggle about being in a new country and just being abroad generally. People in their home country, especially in Nigeria, say, oh, come back then. If it's so hard, come back. Why are you complaining? You're discouraging other people, and on and on and on, trying to water down their claim or just try to shut them up. And I feel like that's like a very unfair and unkind thing to say to these people. They're trying to invalidate their struggle, and that's how mental health issues thrive. I understand that, yes, the goal is to come abroad for a lot of people, right? It doesn't also mean that people who have succeeded to be abroad do not have struggles. The way that you can share what you're going through, that's the way that they should be able to share their story and their struggle as well. Like, why are you shutting them up? Why are you saying, oh, come back home? Coming to this country was one of the hardest points of my life. It was such a struggle, especially at first. I struggled with so many bills. I was just wondering, is it the right thing to do? I was on a call with a friend one day and I started crying. And we were on a video call. We're not talking about anything sad. My mind drifted and I started crying. I was so embarrassed because why am I crying on a call that has nothing to do with sadness, right? So that was how broken I was on the inside. And imagine coming to share that online and people are saying, oh, well, come home. Oh, well, stop discouraging others. And I also understand that the struggles in the home country is often way worse. I understand how you will feel like, oh, this is where you're attending to, and then someone is there and the person is complaining, but it's their struggle. It's really hard here. Like, of course, there are a lot of advantages, a lot of advantages. And I have videos on my channel about how to get there. I have videos on my channel about how to come here, the entire cost of coming here, the entire cost of studies. And I genuinely want to make content to help people who want to come here actually come here, especially people who are trying to like pursue a tech career or get into school. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that I shouldn't also share the struggles that I have. As long as I'm not telling you to not come. So it's unfair to claim that, oh, you're discouraging others because they're only sharing their struggles. I noticed I've been saying struggle a lot in this video. Some of the reasons why people struggle so much in the UK. When people come here from Nigeria or from wherever it is they've come from, they don't get a job immediately. The bills does not care that you don't have a job. Rent is monthly. You have to pay for transport. You have to pay for utilities if bills is not included in your rent. And remember that they don't have a job yet. It's kind of pressuring. The pressure is very high in that situation. And they have to start with jobs that are worse than the jobs that they have back at home. For instance, I have like 5 years experience in marketing communications, right? But when I came here, I was looking for menial jobs back to back to back. I went to a hotel and I applied to be a cleaner. They didn't even get back to me after that. I also tried to apply to be like a carer. So I applied for like menial jobs that back in Nigeria, I can't relate, could never be me doing those jobs. So that's the same with a lot of these people. When they come here, they do jobs that are worse than the jobs they do in their home country. Of course, as I said earlier, just to pay for bills and just like before they get their footings, right? And just get the right jobs they're looking for. So they do these menial jobs, even though like they can never do that kind of job back in Nigeria or wherever it is they come from. So that's where the struggle is coming from. Why they're happy to do that job and pay their bills is just, it's stressful. It's not easy. Some people as well, when you're in Nigeria, they go to work by 9 and come back by 5 p.m. But when they come here, they see that there's something called 12-hour shift at a stretch. There's like 48-hour shifts. Some people, they go to work as carers on Friday and they come back on Sunday. The whole time, they are just there at work. So that's new territory. Of course, not for everybody. For a lot of people, they experience this. Another reason why people struggle here is that oftentimes they are in debt. They've borrowed so much to come to the UK. So they have to pay back what they've borrowed. And they have to walk back to back to back. That's where the struggle is coming from. Another reason why people complain is that it's new territory. Any change you make in life comes with like struggles. Even if it's like moving from secondary school to the university, it's a new territory. Even if it means moving from your home, then you start living alone, it's a new territory. So any change comes with its challenges. So imagine moving to a new country where you've not been all your life. All your life you stayed in Nigeria. You've been just managing and trying. And then you move to this new country. Of course, there are changes. There are challenges on the way that may make things hard for you at first. So these are some reasons why people struggle when they come abroad. Of course, some people have it different. There's no one size fits all. It's different for different people. But oftentimes, this thing I've listed is the struggle that people have. So that's what they come online to share. They're not trying to say, oh, don't come. I'm just trying to say that, or more, you don't choke me. Just be kind. There are people in this UK, they are struggling to eat. They are struggling to pay for transport. They are struggling to do things that are very, very easy for them back in their home country. Especially at first. No, they're not going to come back, but they're also going to try and work harder so that, it gets better, because it genuinely does get better. It's not always going to be hard the whole time. It does get better as long as you put in the work. And that is why immigrants struggling here in UK is like, it's quite lonely. You know, in Nigeria where there's like a community, we have this vibe and like closely knitted in Nigeria. Here everybody's by themselves. Your flatmate is by themselves. Your roommates, your whoever it is you're staying with, people around you, they mind their business. And why that's like a very fancy thing, they mind their business, and why that can be a cool thing, because of course you want people not to be in your business all the time, but you can feel lonely. Sometimes you feel like by yourself. Sometimes you want that community, you want that sense of association, you want people to like, care about you and show concern. Nothing like that. I'm telling you that the other time I was in Scotland and there's a woman that was chasing me around. I did that video. I think the video was on my channel. I traveled to Scotland. This woman was chasing me around. I don't know why she was chasing me. I think she was like, maybe she had mental health issues. People were walking. Like, nobody, if it was Nigeria, someone would say, what's happening? Why are you chasing her? Nobody cared. I even had to meet a young man. I was like, oh my goodness, why is she chasing me? He had like his AirPods and then he removed it. I was like, what? I'm like, why is she chasing me? Why is she chasing me? He was like, I don't know. Put it back and kept on walking. So that's how people mind their business here. That's how lonely it can be here. So that's one of the things that people like struggle with. But the money tops the list for a lot of people that I know. So if you cannot relate, it's okay. We cannot force ourselves to feel what we don't feel. If they did not clearly say, oh, do not come to the UK, do not come abroad, it's unfair to put it on them that they're discouraging you from coming to the UK because they're sharing their struggles. I feel like that's the easiest way for mental health issues to thrive. People are like unable to share what they're struggling with because, oh, well, they're in a situation where people consider, oh, this is the goal for a lot of people. So if you're there, why are you complaining? Yes, they have it good, but the good that they have it comes with struggles as well. And you may not actually tell these people to shut up, but your action is telling them to shut up. I'm saying this thing because I watched a video on social media where a girl was crying and she's saying, oh, she's been doing a lot of shifts abroad and she's been working so hard. She was crying in the video and people on the comment section were like, well, come home then. Well, why are you complaining? Why are you discouraging others? Now, I'm not talking about people who clearly say, do not come abroad. I'm not talking about them. I have a lot of content about coming abroad because I'm very, very happy for people to come here, people who want to come here, right? When I see Black people outside, people like me, it feels like family. So if I'm outside and I see a Black person or I see someone from Nigeria, it feels like I know you. Like, it feels like we have a connection. For instance, the other time that I was having issue in the train station and all that, I spoke to the Black woman because I feel like we have an alliance. So why would I not want you to come abroad? Why would I not want that? I'm happy to see Black people because when you're outside, you see a lot of people who are not your kind, right? When you see your kind, it's just like, it drives joy. It drives joy. So I'm very happy to see people like me, people like from Nigeria or Black people generally. Of course, I love everybody, but when I see people that like me, it seems like it's family. It seems like, oh wow, we're friends now. So why would I not want you to come here? But me sharing my struggles is unfair for you to say, oh, well, shut up. Oh, well, come home. Well, I'm not going to come home. But I'm not also going to stop sharing the issues that I have if I want to. So if you cannot relate, it's okay. Me, a lot of times, I can't relate to certain things that people say online because I'm like, I'm dreaming to be here. So you're complaining, I can't relate. So I will not force myself to sympathize with you because the sympathy is not there. At the same time, I'll also keep it moving. I'm not going to also say, oh, shut up then. I will keep it moving because even though I cannot relate, even though I cannot sympathize with you, because in my heart of heart, I don't understand these struggles that you have. These struggles you have is a goal of mine. I want to have these struggles. I am also going to keep it moving. I'm not going to say, oh, well, shut up then. Oh, well, do this then. When you say things like this, right, you're trying to invalidate people's struggle. You're trying to shut them up. You're trying to tell them, oh, well, you don't have it so bad. I have it worse. Why should I even be a comparison? And I feel like that's how mental health issues thrive because people are afraid to share. People cannot share because, well, people want the shiny job that they have. So how dare I complain that I'm struggling in this job? Because everybody wants to work with Google. So they can't complain. How dare I complain that I'm struggling in the US? Because everybody wants to come to the US. So they shut up and keep it to themselves. How dare I complain that I'm tired of, dealing with 3 kids when there are people who want children? So they shut up. How dare I complain that I am overpumping as a new mother and it's such a struggle? I'm overpumping. How dare I complain when there are people who cannot even breastfeed their own children? So they shut up. There are a lot of struggles with being in the UK. Of course, there are great things about being here. And I have content already I'm going to share about, coming to the UK because it's a great place to be in. So am I happy to be here? Yes. Will I do it over again? Yes. Will I show people how to get here? People who want to do that, yes. But at the same time, when I share my struggles, when people share, oh well, I've been in this shift, I've done like 10-hour shifts, I've done 12-hour shifts, I've done 24-hour shifts. Do not go and tell them, oh well, leave the UK then. People say, well, you're discouraging others. Why should I bear the weight of other people on my shoulder? If you find it discouraging, keep it moving. There are a lot of content on social media that is not for everyone, right? So if I see things that don't work, I will keep it moving. You don't have to react. You don't have to like relate. I promise you there are a lot of content about how great the UK is. There are a lot of content online about how to come to the UK or Canada or wherever it is you want to come to. Consume those content. Explore them. You mustn't like watch this one where people are sharing their struggles if it bothers you so much. You can restrict them. You can unfollow them. That's what I do as well. I feel like these feelings are valid. A lot of time when I feel things I'm not proud of, I tell myself, Chisimdi, you are not your emotion. You didn't trigger this, just you're feeling this, like there's nothing you did, you're just feeling it. I remind myself that it's human to feel this thing. But the thing I do after feeling what I felt is what's my responsibility. So please, life shouldn't be that hard. It's hard enough as it is, if you ask me. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video up to this point. Please do not forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Bye.